Hello, viewers. Welcome to our channel, Smart Data Learners. Today we will work on a healthcare dashboard. That's We have opened it, and and basically in this dashboard we have certain insights relating to the hospital operations. This is hospital summary that shows total patients, inpatient, outpatient, staff, average treatment cost, average treatment cost, average ER time, patient staff ratio, in and outpatient by weekdays, week name, occupied bed, average a total revenue by age bucket, total patients by feedback, categorized by the feedback, rating by age. There are certain remarks, ratio positive, negative, neutral, average emergency room time by department name, and then we have a hospital total patient, inpatient, length of stay, average length of stay. This is average length of stay, ICU deaths, how many people, patients died, occupied beds, total revenue, inpatient by name and status, department name and status. Status means like is this death, discharge, ICU, normal, readmit, average length of stay by age bucket, total patient by gender, total patient by age bucket, total patient by city, and then total patient by, this is basically length of stay. Rename for this tutorial. Length of stay. So basically that's the information we have. So now we will create a blank dashboard. Health dashboard, tutorial 1. Okay. So first of all, we, as always, we will import the data. It, so we have all these data sets in our dashboard. Now we will look into that. There are some measures we have to create. So first of all, we will create a new table, and we will name this table my years. Okay. So in the mayors, we will create the mayors we have here. There are certain mayors we need to create. So let's say first of all we have average age. So average age is equal to calculate average detailed data set age. So in our table we'll go new measure. So basically it calculates the average age of the patient, right? Calculate average detail. This is our data set, detailed data set, and then we have the age. So we are calculating average age. This is average in this, right? So the next is average length of stay. So average length of stay is again it's basically length of stay, and we get the average. And then we have average ER time, average emergency room time. You see, we have ER time. This is ER time. So we're simply getting the average of that time. So average is basically average of this time. Okay. Now let's go the other one. Average average treatment cost. Average treatment cost. So we have, you see, we have treatment cost. These are the treatment costs. We are simply getting the average of that. So we have the average treatment cost. Then we'll go to the count of how many people died in the hospital during their treatment or whatever reason. So we'll create another measure. So copy that and paste it. And then we'll go to the discharge status is equal to discharge. So basically here we are using discharge is a calculate count of dataset ID, detail, and then where the status we are putting a filter of discharge, right? I have created the tutorials, but today we'll work on that, and I will provide the link for the related tutorials of these measures. New measure, and here we use discharge. Okay. Then we have EMZ. So we'll create this measure. Basically, this measure is relating to the remarks, but we will create this here. This is equal ICU. Calculate count, detail, data set name, detailed is equal to ICU. So how many patients are in the ICU? This is basically relating to the ICU patients. Inpatients, this is again filter count, filtered patient type is equal to inpatient. Negative. Negative. Okay, so negative basically it's saying calculate count, detailed data set, fully disagree, or detailed data set feedback is equal to rather agree. So we'll use that and create into our, and then we have a neutral. So neutral is equal to calculate count, name, detail, data set, feedback is equal to don't know, means it's neutral. So we'll go to the and then we have a status is equal to normal. Count, dataset ID detailed, dataset status is equal to normal. So there are certain filters we are using here. Occupied bed. Calculate count, detailed dataset, how many beds are occupied. And the same we have outpatient, the same filter, calculate count, detailed data set, patient type, and detailed data set type is equal to outpatient. And then we are counting these. Let's create all these measures and first, and then we'll work on the patient staff ratio. It says that total patient variable A is equal to total patient, calculate distinct count, staff ID, variable total patients, total staff divided by total patients. So that will give us the patient ratio. So we'll create that here. Okay, so the problem here is we have not yet created total patients. So we'll come back. First, we'll create the total patients. Okay, now we have total patients. Okay, now it works. Positive. So it says count, detail, data set name, feedback is equal to fully agree, and detailed data set rather agree. Hmm. It's rather disagree. Okay, okay. So now we'll go to the rating, average rating. See, we have this in our data set. These are the rating 5 to certain numbers, so we'll use the average of these. And now after rating, we have to readmit status, count of the patients who have been readmitted. This is a scroller Meyer, which says that detailed data set, calculate count, detailed data set name of the patient, date, add, minus 30 day. Let's see our date add function in the tags we show you. Okay. We have to create a calendar table also. This is a calendar table. We copy these. There are certain ways to create a calendar table, but right now we'll copy this code and create that. But I have certain videos on creating calendar tables in our channel. Okay, so we'll go to our new table and we'll put this code. We have the calendar table. Now we'll go back to our Meyer. That Now we have the deaths, total dead people, total patients discharged, this is total revenue. Revenue is calculated by total cost of the treatment. And then we have a total staff. So basically, this formula is calculate count staff. Okay, so we have completed, we will save it now, and we have completed the measures and the data sets in this. So first of all, now we'll start with the, we'll see we have total, first of all, we'll give the hospital dashboard. Let's make it 28. Okay, now we will go for the total patients. We have one, three, four, 8 KPIs. So we'll create, we go to the visualization pan and use the this card. We have total patients, and let's do something. So let's make it total patient. Let's copy this to 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need 8 of these. This is total patient, and the second is inpatient. So here we will remove this, and we will use this inpatient. We created the query, Meyer. And the third is discharge. And the fourth is average length of stay. ICU. We remove this ICU. And then we have deaths. And the last one is occupied beds. Occupied bed. And then is total revenue. So we can format this total revenue by putting a zero here. Okay, so the total revenue 404K. So we put the measures here, important measures, and now we'll go to the Total patients by gender. Let's do that. We'll use this graph, and then we use this field here, gender on the legend, and total patients. So we have the graph here, total patient by gender. And the next we want is, oh, basically we were working in the hospital summary to inpatient and outpatient by week name. Week name, inpatient, outpatient. Hospital summary. Inpatient, outpatient by week name. Week name and y-axis inpatient and outpatient. Okay. So week name we can get from our calendar table. And here we created the measure, inpatient and outpatient. Okay, so viewers, you see that we are not getting the correct information because we're getting the same because we have not related these tables. So let's go to the data model, and in the data model we will first date table, calendar date to the, okay, and bed would be related to bed ID. Okay. These are these relations are very important. Without these, these tables would not be here. Now you see that we have in these. Let's see, inpatient and outpatient. And in this phase, we go for, we want the, let's give a small give a border, and we own the data labels. So we have the data labels here. Let's go to the next one. Occupied bed. Let's see what it occupied bed. Okay. We go to there and look for this graph gauge. Oh, we'll give we'll enter and occupied bed. Okay. So now we have occupied bed total 3502, but occupied are 1751. Now let's go to the total revenue by age bucket. Age bucket and total revenue. This is we have age bucket, and then we have total revenue by year. You see, once we have created all the data sets and imported data sets and the mayors, then creating dashboard becomes very fast. You see, we just have to plug in the data behind these charts, graphs, and third one is patient feedback, feedback and total patient. We'll adjust these accordingly, and then we need another chart, feedback, and we'll use feedback here, and then we'll use total patient measure. You see, so we have total patients by feedback 1, 2, 3, 4. We have these four graphs. Now we need average ER time by patient, department name, and average emergency room time. So here we department, and then we use this average ER time, and then we use the data labels. Okay, now we'll go this. I'm not sure what this is. Total patient by FZVE. I don't know. It's technical terms used in hospital, but we have created the measure for that. Let's see, FCME in total patients. We'll use the pie chart, and then in the data set we have FCME and then total patient. Okay, so we have total patients also. Now let's go to the next one, rating by age bucket and rating. So we will create another chart. Whenever you select a new chart, deselect the first one and then add a new chart. And then the feedback and the rating. Age bucket, rating by age bucket. So as we have age bucket here, and then we created, I think we created the measure of rating. Okay. So basically we have now created the hospital summary. Now we'll add two slicers. Always deselect and then select the, so we'll put the slicer here. You see, once we have data and measures, it's so easy to create all these. It's just a matter of practice. So we'll use first the departments, and we will, in the formatting slicer setting, we will as a drop down, and then we will use another slicer for the month, because it's it's just 1 year's data, so we'll use only the month. So month will be from month name and slicer setting, and it should be drop down. See, we can now select the months, filter by cardiology. For example, we do this, or we can use this one, or we can look into this one. Okay, so that's how these we have now the patient summary ready. We'll format later on, but now we go to the next part of this graph, this dashboard, and the next part is patient summary. Let's first give it a name, patient summary. Summary. Okay. So again, first we will have to, I think we can copy these. Let's see if we can copy these here. Let's first copy certain things. We can simply reuse these on our next chart. Let's put this, like for example, we'll use copy this one. Okay. Now we'll use, and then we have, let's see what they have here. Inpatient. We copy this one. Okay. So basically, we made one mistake here, but we'll correct it. We created the patient summary over there, the hospital's key performance. So basically, we'll use these. Okay. So we basically what we did was we created these all patient summary in hospital summary. So we'll correct these. In the hospital summary, we have inpatient, outpatient. So let's do that. We correct it. These are outpatient. Okay. And total staff. And average treatment cost. Average treatment cost. Okay. Average treatment cost we have, and then we have average ER time. Average ER time. And then patient staff ratio. So this is patient. So we have corrected this hospital dashboard, hospital summary. All of these total patient, inpatient, outpatient, total staff, average. This is our tutorial which we are working on. Right? As remember, we have already completed this. Now we are working in the patient summary. Patient summary, we have all of these. Discharge, IO, it occupied bed, and this. Right? We have completed our now KPIs. Now we'll go for to look for this total patient by gender. Total patients by gender. So in our graph, basically it's this one. Total patient by gender. Okay, gender and values total patient. Okay. So we should always save our work because this won't do the auto save, I think. So let's go to the next chart. This average length of stay by bucket, age bucket and average length of stay. Basically, this is a line chart and age bucket we will find from, and then let's see what it says. Length of stay by age bucket. Okay, okay. So we have average length of stay by age bucket. We'll resize these later on. First, we'll have these graphs here. And then third is inpatient by department name and status. Inpatient by department names and status. Department name and inpatient. This, so here we'll use this chart. Inpatient by and status. We have inpatient and we also have a status. I think status would be detailed data set. Okay, so we have this graph also, and now we have remaining one, two, and three graphs, and then almost we are almost done. Total patients by age bucket. Age bucket is in this data set. Okay, and then we have a map which says city and the size by total patient. And they are looking for, okay, so we have this chart also by location, and then we have total patient by length of stay. You see that will show you how many patients stay 1 to 2 days and then and so on. Okay, so this one is funnel chart. Basically, this field is custom. It's what it says. and total patient. And we give it an average length of stay. Rename for this visual. Okay, so average length of total patients by average length of stay. And so these are total 6 charts, and we will now resize these to properly align here. And let's make these we create their visual borders. Okay, so let's align these. You see, viewers, this is Power BI is very intuitive tool, very easy to use. Once we have the data and all the measures are created, our almost 70% of the work is done. 30%, I think, time spent is on graphs and charts. Okay, so I think we should also, let's see, visuals. So we can create the visual border for these also. visual border, visual border, and visual border for everyone. So they looks better, I think. You see, the purpose of doing all this is to show the how these tools works and how to format these. But it's just a matter of practice, and when we know everything. Okay, so it's the same thing. We'll do these graph. We'll create the facts and visual borders. Graph, general, facts, visual border, visual border, visual border, and then visual border, and for that as well. Okay, now we'll save our work. Okay, so we have these, and let's see what we're missing here. We have not yet used the slicers, so let's put the slicer here. And in this slicer, we will use department for slicer setting. No, department. And slicer setting will be drop down. Okay, one more slicer. And here we'll use the month name. And slicer setting will use drop down and okay. Okay, so month name and this. I think we have a room, we have space here. Let's say we want if we, this, we can select the data and so on. So we are almost done. This is the last sheet we have. It's the patient details. Basically, it's table name, age, gender, city, date. So we'll use this table. And this name, age, gender, city, name, age, gender, city. We can get this from name, age, gender, city, name, age, gender, state, and status. So basically, this is the data we have for the patient details, and this is for our patient summary, and this is for our hospital summary. So as you see, hospital summary, we have a key KP, key performance indicator, total patients, inpatient, outpatient, total staff, average treatment cost, average ER time, emergency room time, outpatient, patient staff ratio, then in and outpatient by weekdays, and then we have occupied bed, same this we have that relative data, total patient by gender, average length of stay by age bracket, and then we have inpatient department and status. For example, readmit 393, normal 70, 52 died. This is the information, and then here it is. It says that total patient by length of stay 1 to 2 days are almost. That's how it shows that 1 to 2. How many are these? 1 to 2 days, 3 to 6 days, and so on. So basically, viewers, though we are not might not have a domain knowledge about the hospital, but this dashboard we can collaborate with the hospital team and get some information, and then we can technically work on that. And that was the main goal of that, to creating technical hand part from our side and getting that domain knowledge from the hospital team. So that's it for today, and in perhaps in the next video we will more work on that for the formatting side. So for this dashboard, that is, I think that's it for this dashboard right now. We'll see you in the next video for further formatting. And if you like this video, please subscribe our channel and like and share this video. Thank you. Have a great